If you're just joining us, we're providing live coverage of the SpaceX Dragon cargo spacecraft's arrival to the International Space Station. Dragon is currently 50 meters away from the International Space Station on its way to Waypoint 2, the final pit stop before docking. Teams just reported that Dragon's systems have checked out nominally on its way to Waypoint 2, just 20 meters away from the space station. Dragon has made it to its final pit stop, just 20 meters in front of station, and will pause here for approximately 6 minutes before resuming its approach.
Houston Station, Dragon holding 19.8 meters in the corridor, alignment nominal.
Copy that, Johnny. We're showing a good hold.
That was the voice of NASA astronaut Johnny Kim, who's currently monitoring today's docking operations.
Station Houston on 2. Expect C2V2 step down shortly. Stand down from monitoring Dragon docking cameras in 1.102 at this time.
Station copy.
Station Houston on Space to Ground 2 for any available crew. Request cease exercise activities at this time.
The view you see on your screen is what NASA astronaut Johnny Kim and JAXA astronaut Takuya Onishi are seeing through the cupola. And we just heard Johnny Kim confirm nominal alignment. Dragon is currently at its final pit stop, about 20 meters away from the International Space Station. Typically, this is a 1-minute stop just to assure alignment, but today there are a few additional test objectives the team's handling now.
Station copies. We'll make sure no one's exercising.
Copy. Thank you.
The spacecraft continues to focus on aligning its docking system with the docking adapter. Dragon will then fly in and make contact with the docking adapter, giving us what we call soft capture. The soft capture ring then retracts until sensors indicate it's time for hooks to drive in place to give us a hard capture and firmly secure Dragon to station. Just before docking, when Dragon reaches 2 meters or about 6.5 feet away, you will hear the call off point, telling the crew not to send any commands, and at that point, Dragon is committed to docking. The team is working that second additional objective today at waypoint 2. It's a pre-planned reduction in C2V2 return link rate to increase link margin for docking.
Station Houston on 2. C2V2 link reconfiguration is complete. Expect approach to resume shortly.
Station copy.
Teams are go for final approach and docking. If you're just joining us, the SpaceX Dragon cargo spacecraft is at its final pit stop and about to start making its final approach to the International Space Station.
Station Houston on Space to Ground 2. Dragon is on final approach and is go for docking. Monitor per steps 5 and 6 in 1.102. Dragon approach and retreat monitoring.
Station copy, in work.
Dragon has resumed its approach to the International Space Station, closing in on 15 meters. Dragon is delivering more than 3 tons of cargo to the International Space Station crew of 7. Dragon is moving at 8 centimeters per second, closing in on 13 meters away. Dragon is 10 meters away, or 32 feet, from the International Space Station. This is SpaceX's 32nd cargo resupply mission to the space station and is en route to deliver 6,700 pounds of research and supplies to the crew on board. Station is closed in on 5 meters, or 16 feet away. Station is 3 meters,
2
or about...
meters, crew hands off point.
Houston copy is hands off.
Station is less than 6.5 feet away. You heard that crew hands off point. At this time, Dragon is committed to docking.
Station Houston on Space to Ground 2. Dragon contact and soft capture complete.
Station copies and concurs that capture is complete. Dragon has arrived to the International Space Station at 7:40 a.m. Central and 260 miles over the southern Indian Ocean. Now we're waiting for the relative motion between the two vehicles to dampen out before the initiation of 12 hooks, forming a hard mate between itself and the International Space Station. Ring retraction is in progress.
Station Houston on 2, ring retraction in progress.
The capture ring on Dragon is now interacting with the International docking adapter, drawing Dragon closer in for those hooks to engage and do a hard mate with the space station.
Station Houston on 2, ring retraction in progress.
If you're just joining us, more than 3 tons of science investigation supplies and equipment just arrived to the International Space Station at 7:40 a.m. Central, 8:40 a.m. Eastern, while the space station was flying off the coast of the southern. It's flying 260 miles over the southern Indian Ocean. And what to expect next. Dragon's 12 hooks, 2 sets of 6 hooks will engage for a hard capture. The docking mechanism ensures the interface is flush and allows for the first set of 6 hooks, followed by the second set of 6, which takes approximately 13 minutes. After that, a couple of umbilicals will also be extended to get power and data from station to Dragon. Extension of power that'll move Dragon into what's known as acquiescent mode, essentially becoming an integrated piece of station once it's docked. The ring alignment is complete, ready to go to hook close.
Station Houston on 2, ring retraction is complete. Docking sequence is holding for MCS reconfiguration.
Copy.
Next, Dragon's 12 hooks, 2 set of 6 hooks will engage for a hard capture.
Station Houston on 2, MCS configured, proceeding with hook driving.
Station copy.
Flight controllers on the ground and the crew on station confirm that those hooks are beginning to drive and the Dragon spacecraft is latching itself securely into the space station. The first set of 6 hooks are traveling. Once Dragon is mated to the space station, there will be a vacuum-tight seal. It'll then be pressurized to match the same pressure as station, pausing periodically for leak checks. And once pressurized, the crew will be applied in Dragon side and begin operations to unload the cargo. The first set of 6 hooks are closed, and the second set of 6 are currently driving. If you're just now joining us, Dragon has arrived to the International Space Station at 7:40 a.m. Central this morning while flying 260 miles over the southern Indian Ocean. Dragon is delivering about 6,700 pounds of research and supplies to the Expedition 73 crew of 7 currently on board. The first set of 6 hooks are closed, and we're waiting on the second set of 6, which are currently driving. Once those 12 hooks have latched, hard capture will be complete, but then a couple of umbilicals will also be extended to get power and data from station to Dragon. After some pressurization and leak checks, later on the crew will open the hatch and start unloading the cargo into the International Space Station.
Station Houston on 2, hard capture complete.
Roger, hard capture complete. Huge thank you and congratulations to our International Space Program, Commercial Program, and SpaceX for a successful mission. With the success of CRS-32, we look forward to all the science experiments we'll be conducting the following weeks to bring back